Hey friends, welcome back to the Mindset Podcast. I am your host, Sally Allen. And today we are going to talk about recognizing rooms that you no longer belong in. I was on the phone with a friend the other day and we were having this conversation. And she said, Sally, it's not a bad thing that when you feel like you're in a room that you have outgrown. It's okay to actually recognize that. It doesn't make you a snob. It's also okay to think about, am I the smartest person in this room? Because if I am, then what value am I getting in the room? Do you want to be in a room where, yes, you add value, but you also, when you are growing a business, it depends on where you are in your life. That's the room you want to be in. For me, I am growing my business. So I want to be in a room where these business owners are smarter than me. I want to be in a room with successful people. I want to be in a room with people who's been there, done that. And I want to know how they have, where they come from and where they're going. And sometimes I find myself in room, yes, where I can give some advice and that's okay too. But in this season in my life, I want to grow and I want to 10x my business and I want to move fast. And in order to do that, I have to recognize the rooms that don't serve me. There is a thing called the law of diminishing return. And I did a research on this and I don't want to muck it up. So I really want to read it to you what the law of diminishing returns are. So if you are in a group and you're thinking, man, I feel like I've outgrown this group, or if you're in a room, you feel like I'm not getting value, this might be the reason why. And let me tell you, the law of diminishing returns show up in groups when the value they create starts to drop the longer they stay the same way. At first, the group is energized, they're excited, and so on. People contribute, ideas are fresh, and the progress is real. But over time, if nothing evolves, the group starts to become comfortable. You're seeing the same people. They get predictable and they are less effective. Wait, I want to read a little bit more to you. The conversations gets repeated. The same people are talking. The same patterns are showing up. The excitement fade, and even the strongest people in the group can go into autopilot. The result is simple. The return on their time and effort starts to shrink. It is not a people problem. I'll say that again. It is not a people problem. It is a purpose problem. And for those of us who feel that what's going on in this room, I no longer belong in this room, or I feel like I'm not getting any value, and you feel like you don't want to show up in that room, listen to your gut, listen to your logic. Because if you're like me, you don't have a lot of time. And where you spend your time is so important. I'm preaching to the choir, I'm sure. Whether you're in corporate America or whether you're in a small business, it's important. So I want you to think about, I made some notes here, like I said. Let me tell you what my first point is. Notice when your energy drops when you are in a room. Pay attention. Energy is the biggest gauge when it comes to where you should be. Is your energy dropping or is your energy rising when you are with people? Every time I go to lunch with someone, I gauge whether my energy is dropping or whether it's rising. Because I know that these conversations that I'm in with whoever it is, it's a give and take. And if every time I go out with this person and my energy drops, that's a problem. They're taking from me. So just be careful and check your energy. 2, identify the places you are just because of habits. Because sometimes we go back because of habit. But you need to think about your calling and your purpose. If you keep going back to the same group because you've been doing it for 5 years and you can love these people. There's nothing wrong with it. It's a group of ladies that you absolutely love, but you're absolutely getting nothing out of it. You're just going out of habit. You've been doing it for so long, so you keep doing it. Perhaps it's time to think about your calling and your purpose. Also pay attention to conversations that keeps you small. What are some of those conversations that as you are sitting there, you're thinking, I'm really not getting anything from this conversation. And plus, every time I try to speak, this person interrupts me or this person downplay what I'm saying. Those are conversations that keeps you small. Is that the room you need to be in? Or what is your gut saying? Again, listen to it. So, if you are thinking about spending your time wisely and protecting your energy and your spirit in 2026, I really want you to think about this. Sit down, make a list of all the groups you're in, and really go through each one and ask yourself these questions. Am I fulfilling my calling and my purpose in this group? Is my energy high when I'm in this group, and when I leave this group, do I go out on a high? If you're like me, when I'm energized in a group, I can't sleep at night. I lay there awake thinking, and I text my best friend. I'm like, I can't sleep. And she'd say, I can't sleep. We had such a great time in this group. We actually just did that. It was 11 p.m. and we were texting because we had such a great time with some amazing people. And 3, ask yourself, is this room keeping me small? Or do I feel like I can elevate and I can rise and I can 10x myself as a leader and I can 10x my business? Really check, do a pulse check. And don't be afraid to say that, hey, I need to take a pause, because the people who really matter won't mind that you need to take a pause. So listen, if this episode sparks something in you, please share it. And remember what I say, if you change your mindset, you can change your life. Have an amazing day, and I'll see you in the next episode.